Hi, welcome to Regional Stocks, Forex and Futures with Jonathan. Today is 19th of October 2014 and it has been a wild 2 weeks. The market been practically up and down more than 100 over points in Dow Jones almost every single night. In fact, sometimes more than 100 points. In fact, on Friday, we closed up positive 263 points. If you look at it from the high, we were actually more than 300 points up on Friday. Well, what's going on? What's going on? What has been causing the market to be that volatile? Let's take a look at the Dow Jones chart. If you take a look at Dow Jones charts, that's Dow Jones. It has been from this day where we pre-warned the inner circle that says watch out for downsides. It has been continuously dead all the way down, practically collapsed. In fact, if you take a look at the weekly chart or daily long-term chart, you take a look at this. This is a daily chart. This downside, we have not seen this much downside since June 2011 right there. We have not fallen that far since 2011 in such a volatile market. In fact, this market, actually the signs were already starting on when the volatility came in, when it was positive 100, minus 100, positive 100, minus 100. These are all the signs right here that market is beginning to get extremely volatile. So what's going on right there? Well, it's actually like this. The bulls and the bears were fighting it out, and if you take a look at the chart right then, the bulls and the bears, they were fighting, dishing. Bears are winning, bulls are fighting, bears are winning, bulls are fighting, bears push it down, bulls push it up, bull push it up, bear push it down, bear won, bull push it higher, bull wins. Now these are all the tremendous battle between the two animals, the bulls and the bears, fighting it out. And on the day when it broke this low, the bears basically put a knife into the bull's heart and the bears won the battle. And that was a lot of downsides. Alerted to all inner circle to watch out for this low and says, hey, break that low, the bears are winning. And right now we have a tremendous rebound, and right now Dow Jones on Friday up, and guess what? Up 260 over points. Not only that, it basically engulfed this candle. And on the weekly candle in Dow Jones, we have a long tail, a long lower tail, closed at a doji. Man, what a fantastic. The trading hours, oh, there's a long trading hours. We're practically watching the market all the time. And let's do it. Short term upside. Okay? So now, let's take a look. This week, what to expect. This week, of course, continuously, well, let's just put it this way. In fact, if you take a look at the Dow Jones, the market wasn't very scared. Warren Buffett is buying. In fact, they say it's the deja vu by this guy, McClelland, that says we are something similar right there. Okay, look at the chart. I can't show you. I don't know why this, but this is where it is. We are very similar to 2010. Going sideways for now. Well, we shall see what's going on in the market. Okay, so let the chart tells us. We are right now in the middle of earnings report, so there's a lot of earnings report. iPad already done with all the iPad. So I bet one thing for sure, the very first person to get the iPad is gonna do the bend test, isn't it? To see whether the iPad can be bent. Well, we shall see. Okay, quote me on that. So right now, earnings report coming out. iPad is already out. And do take note that this weekend, not now, but this coming weekend, Europe will be on a daylight saving time. Okay, not US, but Europe will be on daylight saving time. US still got about 2 more weeks to go. Okay, so do take note of that. Okay, so for those of you trading the London and the German market. So now, this week, market, what to expect? Market this week would be a little bit of a alert Monday. Why? Because tomorrow we'll have the China Yuan, okay, news, industrial numbers. So watching this very carefully. So this will affect the Australia market and also the Hong Kong market and also the China market. Tuesday, a little bit quiet, nothing much. But Wednesday onwards, a lot of news. Let's look at our number of rates, news. Thursday and Friday, a little bit quiet, somewhat quiet Friday. Okay, so do take note that this week not a lot of news, but also not that no news. So there are some news, but do watch out for that. Okay, so now let's take a look at Dow Jones. Dow Jones, fantastic. The signs were here on Wednesday, Thursday, stating that we are going to go higher. Alerted, this is one of the easiest and the most profitable Friday ever. In fact, the signs were so clear, it's so easy to take profit. If you take a look at historical, well, let's just put it this way. The signs were always there. Question is, were you reading the chart? Okay, were you doing anything productive? Or you are just wondering, hey, I think the market is up, I buy, I think the market is down, I short, and you get out and get in, and you, if you're lucky, you make profit. If not, you basically get whipsawed. Okay, but the signs were very clear on Wednesday, Thursday. Look at these long lower shadows. They were there. They were there. Okay, in fact, if you take a look at Dow Jones, we haven't had the long lower shadows or upper shadows for a long time. In fact, the down move started, if you watch my YouTube, it all started because of Scotland. After the Scotland sell on news, Scotland just collapsed, and after that Dow Jones just followed. Okay, but there were actually another signs right there, but I'll leave that to Inner Circle briefing. Okay, so do take note. Now, after the market now has came down, what shall we be looking at? Of course, if you've been to my workshop, the free workshop, I always use Fibonacci. We got stopped. Okay, we got stopped exactly at the Fibo 38% resistance on Friday. Okay, now watching a little bit of a pullback, expecting the market to go a little bit higher, maybe to Fibo 50%, which coincide nicely with this upper shadow right here, and also watching out for Fibo 61%, which coincide with this fantastic one-day hammer. So I'm watching at these two Fibo levels, but expecting a profit taking before we can go higher. So watching out on that. Now, if you take a look at the London and the Germany, all very similar lower shadow still. Look at Germany. Look at that. The profit is so easy to get this time. The signs were all so extremely clear. In fact, right now we formed a morning star. Okay, a lot of European indices are forming a morning star candle, a bullish morning star candle. So watch out for upside. Okay, but like I said, don't put too much hope, because as of right now, the upsides are just watching out at the Fibo 38, 50, and also the 61 levels. So watching that out very closely. Okay, now few news to take note of. Okay, Hong Kong, very similar. We have a bounce, so expecting a little bit downside before we go higher. So watching out for Hong Kong. But Hong Kong, as of right now, because of the riot case, everyone is worried about riot case. But right now, Hong Kong is forming a higher low. Okay, so watching this high to see if we can break this high. Similarly, Japan, Nikkei, also the same, forming three tails, nicely going higher. Okay, so similarly, watching out for the Fibo resistance level right now. Okay, now Euro US dollars jumping around, apologies. Right now we have a rebound, but watching this rebound, because this rebound is basically, you notice the volatility. If you look at the candle size, then suddenly as you rebound, the candle was suddenly huge, bing bang, all the way up and down. So volatility in euro dollar is back. So watching a little bit more upside in euro dollar. Similarly, watching a little bit more upside in pound dollar. Okay, so do take note of that. Now, the biggest news of course right now is a gold. Remember I highlighted about the breakdown of this symmetrical triangle. Gold right now rebounded. However, gold right now is at a classical support broken turned resistance. So watching for a little bit downside to see whether can we form perhaps a higher low. If we can form a higher low, that will be a shoulder, head, and a shoulder, an inverse head and shoulder pattern being formed. So watching this out very closely in gold. Okay, of course, what I can never forget, dollar yen. Dollar yen. Similarly, look at the volatility in dollar yen. Look at the candle size as the bulls and bears were fighting it out. So right now, dollar yen, okay, a little bit more upside, but do take note, okay, do take note that potentially there may be a change of trend in dollar yen. But watching this out very, very closely. Similarly, I'm also watching out for the Fibo resistance level. So be very, very cautious. Okay, next. Okay, now let's take a look. All right, there's a few stocks that I like to alert you, but first of all, let's take a look at Jakarta Composite. Jakarta Composite, remember I told you last time? Look, this is the chart that I've been highlighting the last time I did a YouTube 2 weeks ago. Remember I told you the last few weeks I says, hey, don't buy when the price is expensive. See, these are the two same highlighted. This is the laptop that I use when I'm at home doing YouTube recording. You notice sometimes my YouTube recording are a little bit different. That's because sometimes when I'm traveling, I use the other laptop. But when I'm at home, I use this laptop. Okay, so don't buy expensive. Now the market already dropped lower. Now it's time for you to take a look. But don't get yourself out for the woods yet, because right now in Jakarta, even though we have dropped, do remember there is a gap here and there's a gap here. Okay, right now Jakarta, even though nicely going higher, still has to be very, very careful, because right now I'm anticipating Jakarta Composite to do this, which will have a shoulder, head and a shoulder. So right now it's forming the right shoulder. I'm watching that out very, very closely. In fact, you should be very careful. If the next time Jakarta Composite break this, we are going lower. Okay, if this is a head and shoulder, if this does happen, downside. By the way, whatever I share is just my personal opinion. If you like to trade, please consult authorized broker in Malaysia, because I am not an authorized broker in Malaysia. I'm here just as a trader. My job is to make money up from the market. But if this is a head and shoulder, and if it does form, and if it does break this neckline, projection, if let's say it does go down, right about that, we may be going down here. I'm just curious, what's so special about this number? Just curious. I never planned this. Whoa, okay, wow, saw something. So that means Fibo 50% will be just nice if it happens. Wow, hey, I just randomly draw it and nicely it coincides. So Jakarta Composite, if it forms a head and shoulder, if we break the neckline, Jakarta Composite is expected to drop down to 50% Fibo 454. Okay, let's make it 4550. Okay, so watch out for the Fibo at 4550. Jakarta Composite maybe go down level. Okay, however, right now if Jakarta Composite is going to go up for next few days, forming the right shoulder, remember this can end anytime. Okay, so just be very careful. There's a few stocks I'm watching out for. Is first of all is Ace Hardware. Okay, watching for a short technical rebound in Ace Hardware. Watching for Adoro Energy. Watching for a rebound at Adoro Energy. Watching for Astra Agro. Actually, how do I say? Actually, agriculture stocks are about to rebound. So watching Astra Agro, one of them. The other one, code name Taxi, Express Transindo. Watching for a rebound right here in Express Transindo. Okay, so right now, why? Because Express Transindo is a double bottom. Okay, double bottom. But do take note, it is overall a downtrend. So this is just a rebound before we may go lower. Okay, so if you'd like to find out more, you can always go to my website, wcachartingacademy.com. So do take note, the next event coming up really, really soon is just right there, posted right here. So if you want to find out more about my events, find out how you can trade the market easily and profitably, come to my workshop. I give free workshop because I want you to make money. So I'll see you again next week, and you be careful. Thank you.